Hello, welcome back to Nutkin Farm YouTube. I'm taking a walk up the top of my property towards block 1 today, and as you can see, well, as you can possibly see from the video, I've been mowing. Now before this there was a good 4 foot high of Soteria grass just about to burst into seed head, and I caught it in the nick of time because Soteria only spreads by seed head, and if you can chop it down you're doing okay. But there was a fair bit of mowing involved because December so far has been a very wet month, and it's interesting to see how the trees have reacted to that. It's a little bit out of the average. Brought the statistics with me actually. In Rosebank, this is the BOM station at Repentance Creek, about a couple of k's away, we've had so far 491 millimetres in December, and the highest day was 166. In the Alstonville Plateau it's 359 millimetres, and the highest day they had was about 117 down near the Maclean's Ridges BOM. So either way you look at it, that's a lot of rain. The average for December is 171 in Rosebank, 121 in the Alstonville Plateau. So it's a lot. There was debate amongst growers as to whether or not that would affect the size of nuts. Certainly there seems to be a new flush of leaves on a couple of my trees here in block 1, but the consensus amongst my contacts is that the rain has actually contributed to nut sizing, and that's obviously good news for any farmer looking to get a decent sized nut out of this year's crop, and we're pretty happy with that. And you could have regarded that as a nature's Christmas gift. And to think that this time last year we were all afraid of the place going up in flames, what a difference that makes. So the place is looking nice and lush, and it doesn't take too much looking to find some nuts on the trees sizing up, ready to fall in about the mid-season. And there's a couple of examples you can see there up in amongst the trees, underneath the canopy. And look, they're pretty big. I actually think that, you know, the consensus is right, and that, you know, there has been some last minute sizing up before the shell starts to harden and we get no further size. That's, you know, put it up against my hand so that you can see. That's a pretty, I've got a reasonably big hand, and that's a pretty large nut from whatever tree that might be. So what do we do this time of year? Well, this time of year we mow and mow and mow and mow until it starts growing again, and you go around and do another round. It's just that time of year where grass grows like topsy. It's great to mow it, of course, because you're returning carbon to the soil, and that eventually feeds into the microbes and the beneficials that work the soil, and benefits your trees as well by providing a little bit more moisture absorption. And the rain's not over yet, because it looks like the end of December will be quite a wet one, including New Year's Eve. But the other job to do at the moment, you can see from here, is these things. These are Trichogramma wasp cards, and my agronomist put up the first batch for me last week. The little black things that you see on the card itself are actually wasp eggs, and they hatch, wasps come out, and they lay their eggs inside the larva of nut borer eggs, and basically kill the nut borer larvae by parasiting them and stop the nut borer from affecting your trees. And it's, you know, went from a sort of a hippie, low toxicity measure to being mainstream fairly quickly because it was actually more effective than spraying to have the wasps waiting around in your trees for larvae. Obviously you have to keep doing it each year because eventually their food source dies out, so they won't live forever in the trees. Yeah, you do keep sort of reapplying them, and it's a great solution. To show you what it's actually like, here are the packets that you get. There's the packet for nutkin, and each of those sheets has thousands and thousands of eggs. You take out a sheet basically, and each of these cards is perforated, and you try to show you, hard to do this and hold the camera with the other hand, but you basically take the perforated card. If it cooperates, you can tear it, and there you go, one wasp card. Now, you meant to do this about 3 weeks running, and while the wasps will transfer from tree to tree, what the agronomists like you to do is pick a tree that wasn't used last time. You put them on every few trees, and to do that, all you get is your standard garden stapler like this. You hold it up to the tree and you staple it on, like so. One wasp card applied. Those eggs will hatch over the next few days. Right at the moment I'm trying to put them out on trees underneath the rain canopy because we do expect rain. You can put them on the backside of leaves, which is also a helpful measure because the leaf will protect the eggs from any moisture damage. Doesn't stop them from hatching altogether, but obviously if you're going to spend your money on these cards, you want to get it as right as you can. Otherwise, there'll be the December feed going down in early January. The reason for the delay was rain. I mean, when you're going to get this much rain on a property, you don't want to put down lots of fertiliser because it'll wash away. And if you've got waterways and things, you don't want nutrients causing algal bloom or any pollution of your waterways. We've had one block mulched by a family friend, Dave. Big shout out to Dave. He went through the orchard and mulched it, and on top of that nice mulch this afternoon, in preparation for the rain, we're going to plant those white clover seeds I mentioned in an earlier video. Here's some we prepared earlier here in block 1. There's the reward of sowing a legume ground crop. What I've mowed down in the last mowing has basically left that clover untouched, even the flowers, because you've had to have the mower on a reasonable cutting height to get that soteria down. But the clover has now been exposed. The bees absolutely love it, as you can see, and that clover is now drilling into the soil with long tap roots and providing nitrogen deep down, binding the soil together. And that's exactly what you want. Right, well, being the last of the sunny days around here, I've got to get back on the mower and do some more mowing. I thought, though, I'd bring you this video before I got down to it. Thank you for watching today. Hope you've had a Merry Christmas, and I hope a New Year is coming up that will almost certainly be better than the last one. Goodbye for now.